back, everybody. Back to another exciting show of the About That Water podcast. My name is Anthony, and I'll be your host today. And I think I'll be the only host for quite some time because it's my show. Uh, and also, I want to say thank you all first for being here because it means so much to me. Because as I go along and grow, a lot of people are actually starting to come to me and actually start talking to me about their finances, and I really enjoy it. And I enjoy all the conversations that are happening right now amongst my friends and family, and seeing my mom actually getting really engaged in the content because a lot of people don't talk about it. And I think that is one of the things, the reason why I want to come up with this particular topic is learning about the 5 ways to be successful with money. Because one of the things about being successful with money is that a lot of people always talk about, well, I want to have $1 million and I want to have $5 million and I want to get this and I want to be able to do this. But you never took time out to change your daily habits. What are you doing today that would actually take you to that next level? Now, one of the things, the very first thing that you got to do to get yourself to that next level and start having those fun conversations is to change your mindset. Think about the different things that you're actually purchasing day to day. What are you using right now? What are the things that are surrounding you that are not making you happy, that you haven't touched in more than a year? And is it really still valid? Do you still need it today? Start thinking about the minimalist mindset. Start thinking about the abundance mindset. Because when you become focused on what you want, you already have everything that you need. I'm going to say that again. Because when you have everything that you want, when you get rid of everything that you don't want, you have everything that you need. Now, having the things that you need would ultimately grant you the things that you want. Because when you fine tune exactly what you want and your boundaries, nobody can tell you anything differently. Because you know your values. You know what your family values are. You know what you really want out of life. So get it. Have that mindset. One of the things that Dell McLean, thank you so much for being on this show because he did an awesome job going through talking multiple times about changing the mindset, changing the narrative. That is one of the key things that you got to do. And it's one of the first steps that you have to do to become better at understanding on where you want to be. Changing your mindset, you start changing the narrative around your friends. Now, how do you do that? One, as you see the book behind me, Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche. You got to start reading books. The information is already there. All you have to do is pick up a book and read it. If you really want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. Nobody reads it. Or I won't say nobody. Very few people will read it. The person that you really want to read it won't read it. How about that? Because it's so much information out there. When you want to learn about taxes, you want to learn about how to save more money, you want to learn how to maximize your money, you got to start educating yourself on the different habits that you have day to day. What are the things that you're actually purchasing to eat? Are you going out and buying, to the restaurant all the time? Or are you going out to the supermarket and start making your own meals? Think about those things that you're doing. Think about your family and your future. A lot of people always talk about this generational wealth I'm doing this for my family and so forth. But the people that I've seen that change their mindset the most are the ones who have children under 5. And the reason why I say that is just based on the multiple people that have been on this show so far. Every person had talked about their children and talked about what they doing to better themselves, to put themselves in a better position so they can raise a platform that their children can actually take to that next level. Your job as a child is to take what your parents got you and take you to that next level. Now, one of the things is that you have financial conversations with your friends. You have financial conversations with your family, but it seems like something there is not clicking with them. Then it's okay that they don't get it right away, but they understand where you're coming from. And that is the most important thing that you can do for yourself, is to actually put out there the things that you want. It's talking about manifestation and talking about The Secret, if you guys have ever read that. But having the understand that these are the things that you want, you need to start changing the mindset, change the narrative around your friends and family. So this that brings me to the second thing that I want to talk about on this topic, which is to be obsessed with quality people. Now, what do I mean by that? Quality people, meaning the people that you surround yourself with are of quality of the things that you really want. So think about, um, do you really want your children to go up around these folks that you're hanging out with right now? And all they do is just talk about, hanging out at the parties, going around doing illegal activities, or just don't want to do anything with their free time. All they want to do is just talk about work and come home and play video games, and then they go back to work and talk about work all day long. Now, that sense of quality, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But you got to surround yourself with the people of quality that you feel that actually brings value to your life, and you actually add value to theirs. You'd be surprised on what people actually define as quality. Because McDonald's, even though they might not have great quality in majority of their burgers, but they still in business. So just kind of think about those things. It's like, do you surround yourself with quality people or McDonald's people? And that's one of the kind of things that you got to think about it. I mean, it was, I know it's a horrible reference. I'm not saying that people are McDonald's or so forth, but just think about the different qualities of people that you have around yourself. One of the things is that when it comes to the quality of people, you got to think about the diversity of mindset, because having diversity in your friend circle, but diversity is not just based on race and based on, physical attributes. I mean, definitely talk about the diversity of the mindset. So say if everybody want to take this trip down to Florida, you got your friends or family, everybody want to do this, go away to Florida and have a great time at the beach and see the waves and the birds flying in the sky. And everybody want to do a nice little Airbnb or even at a hotel. But obviously everybody's going to be down in Florida. So, you go to a travel agency like Odyssey, or Travel 365, interviewed the guy, Steven. Thank you for being on the show, by the way. And so you use his services. Everybody gets on there. Some people can do payments. Some people pay all at once. I'm a pay all at once kind of guy. I do not like payments. And, you get down there. Some people it's like, well, I don't like Airbnbs. Some people like hotels, and because they want to go to the beach and, use the little pool amenities that they have. However, everybody has that same goal, which is to get to Florida. How they get to it is differently because they base on their values and so forth. Now, keep in mind that with this scenario, the goal is to get to Florida for vacation. Now, let's say that create another stipulation in there in that scenario is that everybody has to stay at this particular hotel. So this is going back to using a travel agent to actually book this one hotel, get everybody aligned and say, hey, this is where you're going to go. Now, the diverse in mindset is somebody could say, well, I would like to do a payment plan. I think we all should do a payment plan because it makes best sense. Instead of putting all the money at once, we can do the payment plan, invest some of it later as we get closer to the time frame. We can use the investments to pay for it. That's one mindset. The other mindset person be like, well, I don't like all that. I just think we should just pay this all at once and let's roll with it. Somebody else be like, well, I can't do either. I can pay about $120 or so every week so I can make sure I can go to this trip. Different approaches, but everybody has to come together for this to work out. Now, this is the same way how you have to think about it when you're at work. You do your job well. Now you can do it by yourself. Say if perfect example of sweeping the floor or mopping the floor. You mop the floor at the far end corner all your way back out. Now, going around the different obstacles on the floor, do you start from the right side or the left side? It doesn't matter. As long as you get it done in a timely fashion. No, so in that particular scenario, mopping the floor, you're thinking about efficiency as far as how long does it take you to actually mop the floor to get it done. In a prior scenario, you're thinking about the actual scope. So what is the amount of effort that it's going to take for you all to go to this trip in Miami? So these are two different ways to think about it. But I just want to focus on the diversity of mindset on not so much the process, but where you're going at on the back end. So surrounding yourself with people that have that different understanding of where you want to go is the ultimate thing that you want to have because they will bring in value to add to your situation. Let's see, number 3, which is create limitations. The reason why I put create limitations on the way to kind of go back to the different 5 ways to be successful with money is because when you create limitations, you're actually creating different types of creativity. When you remember, limitations breed creativity. Kids, if you think about it, when you got kids, you got to have the kid mentality. Because when the kids grow up, you tell them, hey, no, you cannot touch the stove and stop running and, color inside the lines. They don't do that. They go all outside the lines, break all the rules because they know that at the end of the day, you love them to some degree, if you have kids. And when I was growing up, one of the things that was very limited in the house was food because it was a household of 7 people, 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom, and it was in a Section 8 property. I didn't know a Section 8 until after we moved and I was already in like high school. But during my elementary years, elementary and middle, I didn't even know that it was a Section 8 property. But because it was like 7 people living in the household, and you had my mom was working 2 jobs, and my stepdad at the time was working I think he was working another 2 jobs too, but I think he was making his main job and then try to start his own business, either DJing or doing the limousine business or something. But food was always scarce because we were growing up kids, you got grown boys coming in, eating up all the food and nothing's there. So having that creativity process and what we did as kids is that I learned how to make syrup sandwiches. I learned how to make ketchup sandwiches. Learned to eat the ends of the bread. Trust me, it was it was tough learning how to eat the ends of the bread. But nowadays that I'm older, I was like, I don't have to eat the ends of the bread, but I still do because I know what it felt like to not have a full, like have any bread at all in the house. So I actually start off eating the end of the bread with the next slice. So they are about the same size. And I'll eat a whole loaf of bread that way. And having those limited food choices really open up your eyes to the different ways that you can actually cut things up. So if you're actually at home and you only have rice and you have all these different condiments and you might have some beans, you can make a meal that will last you and your family, I would say at least 3 days, easy. If you stretch it out really well, get some nice vegetables on top of there, they'll like learn how to saute some stuff, put some liquid amino instead of using full soy. I mean, there's some ways you can make some things happen. But remember, having those limitations within your budget will create so much creativity in the way that you approach things financially. Even think about it as, you have a budget of $200. I'll say $200 a paycheck, which is what I give myself. $200 a paycheck to spend on whatever I want to spend on. And mostly I spend it on is gas and food. And $200 every paycheck. So it's only like $400 a month that I spend on myself for gas and food for work. But with that $200, I found out that, I can actually treat myself to one meal or maybe two out the week. And what I can do is also buy trail mix and lots of fruit to keep at my desk. And having that flexibility of the extra funds to buy gas and so forth is that I notice that I don't need that much to eat. I notice that I can actually find other ways to find entertainment, even if it's just to go take a walk um, at work or take a walk around a park somewhere, just to kind of keep the funds low. And granted, it doesn't feel like I'm really missing out on much, but setting those limitations with my finances really open my eyes up to things that are free, like going to the local community center. I mean, you're paying for it in taxes anyway. If you own a home and look at your property taxes, look at the breakdown on how much you're actually spending on parks and rec services. I think you're spending at least maybe a third of it. So be mindful of really taking advantage of your local community centers. I mean, there's so much to do out there. It's really cool. I actually might pick up the guitar lessons, start using my guitar again. So I'll keep you guys posted if I actually decide to do that. All right, number 4 in this process is develop good communication skills. I cannot stress this enough. You need good communication skills. If you do not know how to promote yourself, if you do not know how to give any feedback to somebody in a manner that they actually will love to understand or really grasp what you're saying, then this is a topic that I highly recommend everybody should learn. Because one thing I know, I am horrible at communication. I am very infrequent with communication. And especially when things are supposed to be important, I'm there for the important things, but for the day to day, I am horrible. Because especially when it comes to birthdays, I'm horrible with dates. My wife takes care of all the date stuff. I actually have to like put it in my phone because it's not going to happen up here. Not all day. I will forget. Don't ask me anything. Even if you want to give me your password or something, I'm gonna forget it. So if you want something to be forgotten, just tell me, and I have no issues on not telling anybody else because I'm gonna forget it after we have the conversation anyway. That's the reason why I'm looking at my notes, because I was writing all this stuff down the first time to communicate to you all on the different ways to be successful with money. But the reason why I think that communication is very important is because, I mean, you got to communicate. Money is a relationship. You need to have a sit down with your money and say, hey, you know what? You haven't been kind to me lately. I need you to go to work, because money just sitting in the bank is sitting in the bank. You need money to start making some more friends and stop being an introvert and be an extrovert. So have your money, go out there, be invested, learn how to communicate with some other folks, and go forward. Now, I did hear this quote on Instagram, and somebody had a video up there. I don't know where I heard it from, but they put on here, well, I was listening to it over and over again. They were saying you need to develop good communication skills, because as soon as you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. And I thought that was very profound. And I just want to let you all know that one for the number 4 thing. Now, number 5, which is the final one, is never stop learning. The reason why you never want to stop learning is because as soon as you stop learning, you stop your growth. I mean, it's just that. There is a quote or like a meme that I saw. It says either I'm gonna grow with you, or yeah, I'm going to grow with you or outgrow you. I'm not standing still for nobody. Now, one of the things I was thinking about that when it came to never stop learning was when somebody outgrows you, it's okay. Stay your lane. Like when you see horse races, they always got those black blinders by their eyes. It's so they don't look at the other horse. It's for them to stay focused on them running the race, staying forward. I'm not sure if most of you guys are gamblers, but you've seen a horse race. You can look up. I'll probably put a picture up there or something like that so you can see a horse race. But you need to continuously learn for yourself. And as you learn, you teach. The best teachers are usually the best students. Now, you could have a worse student and become a best teacher because those worst students actually been through what a lot of people are going through, because a lot of people don't grasp the information the same way, which goes back to developing good communication skills. Because once you develop those good communication skills, then you can actually teach someone. So as you're teaching someone and you're learning, it's almost like the full triad because you have everything there. And like they say, you cannot learn something new from somebody who read the same books as you. So teach me something. I'm constantly a consumer of information on Instagram, on YouTube, and also on Facebook. I'm constantly learning different dynamics of how people are actually navigating the pandemic. How are people actually planning on buying their first homes? How are they treating their children? How are they treating their investments? What are they doing with their money right now? Because right now I am learning that a lot of the banks are about to raise their interest rates again. So remember how before last spring, the interest rates for the banks and everything like that was around like 5%. So you go around and looking at like 5%. Well, now they dropped so far low that now they're coming back up to almost like 1 to 2%. So that gets you to think, well, what's happening now? These are the things you need to be inquisitive. Start questioning everything. You know, as a learner, you always have to ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Those are the secrets to being successful. So I'm gonna give you a recap. Starting from number 1, these are the 5 ways to be successful with money. First, change your mindset. Got to change the mindset, change the narrative. Thank you, Dell, for that one. Number 2, be obsessed with quality people. Surround yourself with people that you really are going to take you to that next level, and those people that you actually admire to be at within the next couple of years or so. Number 3, create limitations within your budget, within your lifestyle, something. Because when you create those limitations, you're opening your mind up to so many different things. Number 4, develop good communication skills. You need to communicate if you want to be successful with money. People are not just going to give you money if you don't know how to communicate with money. So you need to be good with money in order to get some money. Number 5, which is never stop learning. You need to keep learning so you can teach. You teach and then you learn. And you learn and you teach. That's how it goes. It's back and forth. Everybody got to learn something. I'm learning. You learning from me. I'm learning from you with the comments, the way how you share the products, and everything that you do. All right. So if there was something that I missed and that you feel as though would be beneficial to somebody else, please like, share, subscribe. If you're on Instagram and you're watching this, please go down and like and subscribe it. If you are watching this on YouTube, leave a comment below. Tell me how you think. Tell me if I missed anything. I know I've been stumbling over my words today because I'm so excited about this. Because I really want to see everybody that's listening to my voice right now to be successful, even if it's just one step ahead of what they were yesterday. If you are able to save $2 today, I'm happy for you, because there's so many people who spent $2 today and kind of wish they had those $2 today. So let's keep moving. And I am grateful for everybody who stayed tuned all the way through. Once again, my name is Anthony, and thank you so much for being a part of this show and this community. All right, everybody, be safe.